get the yeah, but, and they say it's executive presence, what's the next question you ask?
Executive presence is something I speak on a lot. 89%, there's a study done by Forbes, and the 89% of 400 CEOs said that the one characteristic, one trait that undermines leaders trying to get to the next level is executive presence. And so your question is, they say they don't have executive presence. A lot of times, what happens is so much of being bold, charismatic, being in command, having a sense of authority, being decisive, being to the point, concise, being expressive about your ideas and insights you want to share, all of that is executive presence. To me, it's not presentation skills. It's necessarily. It's not how you dress necessarily. Sometimes people talk about that. I don't talk about it from that perspective. I talk about how you show up in the workplace. So like when Wendy kind of got the distinction and started to show up from a place of confidence, executive presence became a part of her. So with that, but executive presence can be taught. But a lot of times people lack it because the higher they get up in the company, the more it's needed, and the less people often have it. So what I can do is I have a whole model I created around executive presence, and I have 16 kind of key traits and 4 kind of themes that create executive presence. It's a great little tool that you can look at it, apply it for yourself, or share with it with your direct reports and say, let's look at this together. I do it with my clients all the time. It's something I created. And let's just decide which one of these aspects of executive presence is missing. Because most people know what executive presence is when they don't see it, but they have a really hard time defining it. So what I've done over the years is I've really honed in what is executive presence, how can we define it in a very specific, clear, defined way, so then we can work on building and growing their executive presence by taking these 16 areas and improving on them. So email me, I'd be happy to send you the 16 traits of executive presence. And what it will do, if you have a team member on your team or a direct report who doesn't have executive presence, you can show them this and they're going to go, oh, I'm lacking this one and this one and this one. Now you've identified exactly the areas that they can improve upon.